welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Leslie and I am a lifestyle vlogger, and I also do cooking videos. And for today's video, we're going to be trying out a new recipe. It is going to be kind of like my version of hamburger helper, but a little bit healthier because we're going to be using ground turkey instead of beef. And also we're going to be using my new instant pot. I use it today for the first time for this recipe. I was legit scared. I think I've had it for already 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, I need to use the instant pot so the fear of the instant pot could kind of go away. Now, I know if you've never heard of an instant pot, you're probably thinking like, why are you afraid to use it? Now, because in an instant pot, it cooks food instantly, but under high pressure. And these things can explode, you guys. Like, the top is secured on, like it's like twisted on and it locks. And here it releases steam that like cooks the food. But if you don't release the steam properly, this thing can explode. Some people have gotten really badly burned using these. I've heard horror stories of like these exploding, so I guess that fear was just kind of scaring me. But I used it and I was very surprised. I actually really liked it. I want to say that what I cooked, which today, if you like hamburger helper, you're gonna like this recipe. It's a cheeseburger pasta that I made, and I tried to make it a little bit better, obviously, by making it home. But it cooked in here in 4 minutes. Like, I can't believe that. What was the longest cooking the meat itself? Like, that is a feature that I really like about this. It has an option, I'll be showing you in a little bit. It has an option here where you hit saute, and basically it heats up the pot really hot. You hit saute and it gets the pot really hot, and you can actually saute some onions or brown your meat a little bit before you close it down and let it like pressure cook. So I hit saute, and I'm not gonna lie, it smelled like when you turn on your hair straightener or like your curling iron. Like, that's what this smelled like, without any meat or anything in there. And I was just like, that's like a weird smell. But then again, it is an appliance that is heated up through an electrical outlet, so you know, that kind of makes sense. So anyways, I hit saute and I threw in the ground turkey in there. I started browning it up, and I added onions and garlic, and I started adding in all my seasonings in there and let it brown. That took about 20 minutes because I mean, you are cooking meat, and I wanted to cook it thoroughly so it can kind of have brown bits in there just to have more flavor. So that's what took the longest overall. And learning with an instant pot, you guys, like, it is really important that you like do your own research on how to use it, because I'm not going to be here and say like, oh my god, I know what I'm doing with it, because I really don't. I'll actually link videos down below that I watched to get more familiar with my instant pot, so I can kind of feel more confident in using it. Once it was done, I added the pasta and the rest of the ingredients. It cooked in 4 minutes, like, and then you just let the steam release from the vent. Now, that is one thing I think I'm going to have to need in the future, is maybe some type of glove, like because I did almost burn myself when I was releasing the steam here. Like, I reached over it and it was hot, and I moved it and steam automatically started coming out, and it burned my hand a little bit. So please be careful. Maybe like wear a towel or something, or I don't know. I was telling my husband yesterday, because he knows how scared I've been to use this, that I think I'm gonna need like some type of hot glove. That way I can open the steam. But anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. For the ingredients, it's super simple. I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff you already have in your pantry. So let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. Okay guys, so for all the ingredients, I'm going to be listing everything down in the link below. That way we don't miss anything. But first, what I did was I turned on the Instant Pot into the saute option, and it started getting hot really quickly. I then added some olive oil to the bottom of the pan and started adding my ground turkey and seasoning it. Now, the Instant Pot is stainless steel, so you have to make sure to add in something like oil or water so the food does not stick. So I seasoned mine up with seasoning salt, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin. Chili powder is probably one of the most important seasonings, the chili powder and the cumin. That's going to give you that hamburger helper flavor. I also added in some cayenne for extra heat, some black pepper, and like I said, you can really add in whatever you like for for your seasonings. Play it up to whatever. And I also added some Worcestershire, I think that's how you say it, Worcestershire sauce in here. And I also added in some chopped onions and 2 cloves of garlic. I mean, you could have added a little less garlic, but I love garlic. Plus, garlic's really good for you, so I don't mind it. And then I sauteed everything together. And like I was said in the beginning of the video, this is what took the longest, cooking the meat through here. But once it was cooked, the noodles with everything, it was like done in 4 minutes. And I'm sorry if you hear any background noise, you guys. I'm trying to film this video as I'm washing dishes. I have the dishwasher on, so that is the background noise you hear. Just trying to be a multitasking mama. But anyways, you guys, I went ahead and sauteed the ground turkey. You could use beef, but I like I like it better with ground turkey because it's a little bit more lean. This took about 20 to 25 minutes to cook thoroughly. With the heat of the Instant Pot, because I knew it was going to keep cooking regardless once I put the noodles in. So the next thing you could add here is you could add some, if you were trying to sneak into veggies, maybe like a mix of carrots and peas. That would be a good option. My mom used to do that when she would make us hamburger helper, but I just kept mine plain with no veggies. I added in a can of tomato sauce and a can of diced tomatoes. Here, you guys, this is what I was talking about, that you're gonna have to re-season your food. I don't know if it was just this recipe that I was doing that required a little bit more seasoning, but just season to your liking. I went ahead and added in about a cup and a half of water. Now, when I started adding in the pasta, I used elbow pasta, you know, like the regular ones that they use for the hamburger helper. I did about half the box because I don't know, a box of pasta is a lot of pasta for me and my husband, so I just used about half. And what I was doing was making sure that the noodles were completely covered in water. So I added about, like I said, a cup and a half of water and maybe about half a cup of almond milk. That way it gave it like a more creamy texture, and then 1 mini block of the Velveeta cheese. I like Velveeta cheese. I only like it when I'm making like mac and cheese or cheesy pastas like this, but it worked out great. And I just started to combine everything, make sure that the noodles were going to be completely coated in the mixture of ground turkey and tomatoes, and then just adding in that water, making sure that the noodles will be covered, and with a little bit of splash of milk. You could use heavy cream or regular milk if you'd like. I think it would work out great. And then all I did, you guys, was put on that lid, make sure it was locked in, and I set on my Instant Pot. This is what was kind of like a little tricky, learning how to like move all the gadgets around. This is really important. You have to make sure that it's on sealed and not in venting. And you cook this recipe on 4 minutes on high pressure cooking. So I kind of was just like moving around the numbers. I made sure to hit pressure cook, and once it came on to the high pressure setting, I just lowered the settings down to 6 minutes, but I should have done only 4 minutes. That way the noodles wouldn't have overcooked. So I don't know if you could see there, but I started releasing the vent and I almost burned myself. It was so hot, you guys. I wanted to show that. And then even with the towel, like it was piping hot. So please, please be careful. I think I need to get me like some type of glove for this. But another thing I noticed was once the food was completely done cooking, it was counting back up on the Instant Pot. If you see here, it's L01. This means that the food, that's how long it's been done. So when I was serving it up, I think it had been done for like 10 minutes already. So that was kind of cool. It keeps it warm for you. So once the noodles were done, I tasted it. I felt like it needed a little bit more seasoning, so I re-added seasoning, and that's when I went ahead and added my Velveeta, some Colby Jack cheese, and just mix it in. And the cheese will be to your liking. However much cheese you want to add, go for it, girl. But this is such a good, easy dinner. I usually do this on the stovetop. It takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to get it done. In total, I want to say I was done in like 30 minutes with this meal. Highly recommend it. I'm going to be trying out some other recipes with my Instant Pot, so be on the lookout for that. If there's anything you want me to try out, please let me know in the link in bio. In the link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get on with the taste test. So here I have my pasta ready. If you want to make it look nicer, what I always like to do is add some parsley on top. I don't really taste anything on these dry parsley flakes. I really just put them on top just to make the food look a little nicer with some green. It really does change the look of the food. So makes it look a little nicer, fresher. Looks like this. So let's go ahead and taste this pasta. Really, really good. I added cayenne pepper to try to make it a little spicy for me, but you don't have to add that. You can really You can really taste the cheesiness of the Velveeta that I used. I use a small little Velveeta. I like the mini blocks because they're perfect for like recipes like this to have in my pantry. And the Colby Jack cheese mix, I feel like it really took it up to that cheeseburger taste. I really enjoy Hamburger Helper. I cannot believe to say that, but I really do. I used to love that meal growing up, but obviously it has so much sodium and all this bad junk in it that I prefer to just make my own. And this recipe tastes really, really good. I would love to eat this with like a salad. Some people like it with like bread. I know my husband likes it with bread, but to me that's too much. You got pasta and bread, no. So just, I think I would serve this for my family with a side fresh salad and this, and it would be perfect for an evening dinner. Now, my thoughts on the Instant Pot meal, something that I felt like I had to do. Let me take another bite, guys. Okay. Something that I felt like was different about the Instant Pot was that I had to add a lot of seasoning that I normally would. I don't know. I feel like some of the noodles at one point, right after it was done, it kind of tasted, either I overcooked it, I put maybe too much time, maybe it could have been cooked in like 3 minutes. They were a little mushy, but they also tasted a little like watery. Since I know the pressure cooker does cook with steam, you know, pressuring that food in, I felt like it needed a little extra salt and a little extra seasoning to just take it up a notch to taste good. Now the pasta tastes good, but that's what I'm gonna say. Just adjust your seasoning to your liking. You may need a little extra seasoning than you normally would. That's just something, I don't know if that's gonna be with all recipes or if it was just this one pasta recipe, since it soaks a lot of the water up that I had put in there. It does require, Instant Pot cooking does require you to cook with a lot of water, and like, so it can evaporate and steam and cook the food basically. So I don't know if it was that, but yeah, I ended up having to like re-season my food like 3 times. In the beginning, right when I was cooking the meat, and then in the middle when I started adding like the canned tomatoes and stuff like that, and then after I added the milk and the noodles and the cheese and everything, I felt like it still needed a little bit more seasoning, so I re-added seasoning again. Now it tastes perfectly fine, and I really like the recipe now, but just adjust to that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, again, don't forget to give me a like, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.